Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jamuna Tiravanachari Jamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jamuna Tiravanachari Jamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Rama Rama Ram Hare Hare Louder Hare Hare Rama Rama Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Ram Hare 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 Rama Rama Om Ajnana-timirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitan Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vande Aham Shri Guruho Shri Yuta Pada Kamalan Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Kṛṣṇa Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Kṛṣṇa prema pradayate Kṛṣṇāya Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya namne Gauradvishe namaha Aradhyo Bhagavan Brajesha Tanayat Tadhama Vrindavanam Ramya Kachidupasana Brajavadu Vargena Ya Kalpita Srimad-Bhagavatam Pramanamamalam Prema Pumartho Mahan Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhur Matamidam Tatradharo Na Paraha Kada Drakshami Nandasya Balakam Nīpa-malakam Lasata-tilaka-bhalakam Palakam sarva-sattvanam Kada kada drakshami Nandasya balakam Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti-vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paśyatya Deshatarine Sri Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Kṛṣṇa Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Rājaṁs Sundar ki jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai Granthara Srimad-Bhagavatam ki jai All glories to the assembled devotees Hare Krishna Give me the Bhagavatam. That's this way. Oops. happy to see full house here. With really many senior Vaishnavis, and devotees from all over the planet here. In 1972, we did not have so many. As I looked at the tamal tree here, I was just reminded in 1972, during Kartik month, Srila Prabhupada giving his talks, Bhagavatam in the morning and nectar of devotion in the evening. But that tamal tree was in the side courtyard of Radha Damodar temple. And we had maybe 30, 40 or so devotees in attendance. And that was the first Kartik festival, Vrindavan festival of ISKCON. Hari Hari. So Prabhupada has set the standard, Kartik Vrat. Prabhupada was, of course, so very busy. But he dropped everything aside and he rushed to Vrindavan. And he celebrated a month of Kartik or Kartik Vrat. So I had a good fortune to be there that time. And I was reminded as I looked at this tamal tree. Oh, and I haven't even started Bhagavatam, but maybe I could just say that when Srila Prabhupada used to send us from Radha Damodar temple to Raman Reti here, and there was a tamal tree right here, not this one. We just had a land and some digging foundation for the construction was just now happening. So we would come, the Kirtan party, in Loi Bazaar and Madan Mohan temples, in the reverse fashion, Parikrama path on the reverse order, Kaliya Daha, and through the Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Goshala land. That time there was no Bhakti-Vedanta Goshala, land was there, so we would then zigzag and finally ending up here. And the rolling in the dust of brush, obeisances here to the land. And then we used to take darshan of that tree. This is second or third tree. This is not second, okay, second only. So the first one, I remember I used to stand next to the tree, and that tree was as tall as I was. And then that grew and entered the pastimes of Sri Kṛṣṇa, Balaram, and now this is another incarnation here. Okay, so we have a verse. I just wanted to express my pleasure of me being here and you also joining me. And thank you for this opportunity to talk to you. Hmm? We have Prabhupada. Okay, I am not making announcements here. Okay, Prabhupada Kathas are also happening. Huh? And he's trying to bookmate for that Katha. Let me finish this one first. Thank you, Panchagauda Prabhu, for this service. Okay, so Canto 10th, chapter 13th, text number. Huh? Is it going to appear? Okay, text number 21 and 22. So 21 first. tat-tad-vatsān pṛthak nītvā tat-tat-goṣṭhe niveśya. I know which one I had to. This one everyone repeats? Okay. tat-tad-vatsān pṛthak nītvā tat-tad-goṣṭhe niveśya. tat-tat-ātmābhavad rājan tat-tat-sadma praviṣṭavān tat-tad-vatsān pṛthaṅ nītvā tat-tad-goṣṭhe niveśya. tat-tat-ātmā abhavat rājan tat-tat-sadma praviṣṭavān. Okay. tat-tad-vatsān, the calves which belong to different cows. Pṛthak, separately. Nītvā, bringing. tat-tad-goṣṭhe, in their respective cow sheds. Niveśya, entering. Saha, Kṛṣṇa. tat-tat-ātmā, as originally different individual souls. Abhavat, he expanded himself in that way. Rājan, O King Parīkṣit, tat-tat-sadma, their respective houses. Praviṣṭavān entered. Kṛṣṇa thus entered everywhere. Translation and short purport. Is this by Prabhupada? No. Yes? This chapter. Okay. Okay, translation and purport by Prabhupada. I'm sure he translated and gave the dictations of those purports and translation right here in his quarters at Kṛṣṇa Balaram temple. Okay. That's another scene altogether. So these were the last pastimes that Srila Prabhupada was contemplating upon. Oh Mahārāja Parīkṣit, Kṛṣṇa, no, that's myself. Kṛṣṇa, who had divided himself as different calves and also as different cowherd boys, entered different cow sheds as the calves and then different homes as different boys. Purport. Kṛṣṇa had many friends, of whom Sridhama, Sudama and Subal were prominent. Thus Kṛṣṇa himself became Sridhama, Sudama and Subal, and entered their respective houses with their respective cows. And I was also asked to do text number 22. Tanmataro venuravatvarothita utthapya durbhi parirabhya nirvaram snehasnatastanyapaya sudhasavam matva param brahma sutanapayayan. Translation and purport. Vaishnava Prabhupada. Vaishnava Prabhupada. The mothers of the boys, upon hearing the sounds of flutes and bugles being played by their sons, immediately rose from their household tasks, lifted their boys onto their laps, embraced them with both arms, and began to feed them with their breast milk, which flowed forth because of extreme love specifically for Kṛṣṇa. Actually, Kṛṣṇa is everything, but at that time, expressing extreme love and affection, they took special pleasure in feeding Kṛṣṇa, the Parabrahman, and Kṛṣṇa drank the milk from his respective mothers as if it were a nectarian beverage. And purport. Although all the elderly gopis knew that Kṛṣṇa was the son of Mother Yashoda, they still desired, if Kṛṣṇa had become my son, I would have also taken care of him like Mother Yashoda. This was their inner ambition. Now, In order to please them, Kṛṣṇa personally took role of their sons and fulfilled their desire. They enhanced their special love for Kṛṣṇa by embracing him and feeding him, and Kṛṣṇa tasted their breast milk to be just like a nectarian beverage. While thus bewildering Brahma, he enjoyed the special transcendental pleasure created by Yogamaya between all the other mothers and himself. Hare Kṛṣṇa. 8:30 already. Huh? It's a reminder. Hare Hare. Time stands still. We're always in present tense, I suppose, so we don't have to worry about the ringing of the bell. Anyway, I'm talking to myself. Hey, wow. There's a wow factor involved here with this pastime of, the chapter title is Brahma Stealing the Boys and the Calves. And this is Brahma Vimohan Leela. So what a display of Yogamaya's potency. Brahma is bewildered. Even Brahma is bewildered. And Balaram is in total ignorance of all that is going on and on and on and on. For one complete year, this pastime has taken place, lasted for 1 year. Eko bahunam yo vidadhati kaman. That is the principle, right? Lord fulfills desires of everybody. And residents of Vrindavan, be the elderly ladies of Vrindavan, as we also read that in the purport. If Kṛṣṇa had become my son, I would have also taken care of him like Mother Yashoda. So this was on the mind of ladies, elderly ladies there were younger ladies also, they had something else on their mind. The elderly ladies wanted to take care of Kṛṣṇa, just like Yashoda does. The cows also, they have a vatsalya bhav, that kind of relationship with Kṛṣṇa. So they were also wondering when is Kṛṣṇa going to come to the cow shed and drink the milk directly from our udders. Otherwise the milking happens and the milk is boiled and then Yashoda feeds us. Sometimes she doesn't feed us. Kṛṣṇa's belly is full with the Yashoda's breast milk, and then we are left unused or we are abused. And then that milk thinks, oh, what good is this life if Kṛṣṇa is going to not drink us? So let me commit suicide. And the milk is boiling and overflowing, and so how to commit suicide? The fire is right there. Jump in the fire. Well, we're talking about the cows, but we are talking about the milk also. Milk also has a desire. The cows have desire, milk also has a desire. Cow is a person, milk is also a person. Everything is a personality in Vrindavan. And of course, the gopis very much interested in having Kṛṣṇa as their husband. So everybody's desire is fulfilled here by this pastime. Although we say the foolish Brahma, he has interfered with Kṛṣṇa's pastime. He stole Kṛṣṇa's friends and Kṛṣṇa's cows, not cows, cows. Kṛṣṇa he is less than 5 years old here. So he is only taking care of the cows here, not big enough to take care of the cows. He will become big enough to take care of the cows on Gopastami of this month. He's going to be promoted. So before that he was just a calf herd boy. He was a Vatsapal. So that is what tat-tad-vatsān pṛthak nītvā. tat-tad-vatsān pṛthak nītvā. The calf is mentioned. And just for your information, just to put everything into the context, this pastime, Kṛṣṇa those days was staying not far from Kṛṣṇa Balaram temple, only 6 kilometers away from here. This place called Chatikara. You heard Chatikara? So the residents of Vrindavan finally, well, I'm not going to get into the details here. So they relocated, they were in Gokul, and too much terrorism. This place had to be given up. So they left Gokul. They came to Vrindavan. Where in Vrindavan? They were staying at Chatikara. They had transported themselves and their belongings, like what? Tape recorders and washing machines and television sets. Did they carry all this? They dumped that in Jamuna. Huh? And they were not interested. So they didn't have simple living. They're living simple living, not simply living. Simple living, high thinking, Kṛṣṇa conscious thinking. Anyway, so they come here and all the carts, they were parked in a round, like a circular fashion. And they were residing, all the residents of Vrindavan stayed there. Shaktavart, that place became known as Shaktavart. Shakat is Shakat, Chakra. Bailgadi like a Shaktasur. Demon appeared as a Shakat, the bullock cart. So that is where they were staying. And then Kṛṣṇa had insisted, no, I want to go out into the forest, I want to take care of the cows. No, you are not big enough to take care of the cows. You could only take care of the calf. So, okay. And Kṛṣṇa got employment. In fact, he wanted to play, but he wanted to have some excuse, hide behind the job. So that time, those days, as he was a calf herd boy, Aghasur comes. He was younger, he was a brother of Pūtana, who is known as a Bhakti-yam. And so Pūtana was killed, and then the Bakasur also was killed, and then the remaining brother, what a family, you could see. Sura and Asuri, and so two demons already killed, and now the turn of Aghasur, and these are the benefits of going on Brajamandal Parikrama, I would say. There's a place called Sarpoli. Sarp refers to snake, and which snake this refers to? This Aghasur. Out there on the banks of Jamuna, there's a place called Sarpoli. So this is where, all right, at least he attempted to kill Kṛṣṇa and friends, but that did not work out. And Kṛṣṇa ended up killing Aghasur. So that time demigods had come they also come to Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutasthun Vanti Divyaistavai. They come and offer prayers, praise. Well done, well done, well done. They beat drums and shower flowers. So amongst them was Brahma. I am getting into the whole narration here. That would take 7 days. Need a Bhagavad-Gita Saptaha. So demigods came and they departed. But appears apparently Brahma was hanging around a little longer. And after demon was killed, and Srila Prabhupada does say that Kṛṣṇa would kill, every day he would kill demons, 1 or 2 demons. They even had a role to play, unless they would come and get killed. Otherwise the friends and Kṛṣṇa would just go on playing, and they would forget taking lunch. So demon had to come and interrupt their play. And after demon killing, they would look at, hey, time for lunch. So that also happened when Aghasur was killed. They were reminded of, and then they sat down on the bank of Jamuna. Well, that day Balaram was not there. This is to be noted. The painting that we see in ISKCON, famous painting, shows Kṛṣṇa, but of course there were other days Kṛṣṇa and Balaram sitting in the center and all the cowherd boys around. But that particular day, when the stealing is going to happen, Balaram wasn't there. And it is also observed, whenever Balaram is not with Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa gets into trouble. Whether that was stealing butter and Yashoda binding Kṛṣṇa to the mortar, that day also Balaram was not at home. And that Kaliyada Leela, Balaram was not with Kṛṣṇa that day either. Like that. And this day, Balaram is not with Kṛṣṇa. He stayed behind. He has birthday party or some other interest. So there's a trouble. And the troublemaker, of course, Brahma has become troublemaker. And the way Kṛṣṇa was eating his lunch with his friends and the kind of dealings, and Balaram could not understand this. Supreme Personality of Godhead eating like this. Sometimes the cowherd boys would eat something. Oh, such a nice thing. My mother is a good cook. So he has only eaten maybe half laddu, and it's such a nice laddu. Kṛṣṇa should enjoy this. So half laddu he has eaten, half laddu into Kṛṣṇa's mouth. It's for you. And on and on. Friendly dealings. Friendship is amongst the equals, right? Friendship is amongst the equals. And cowherd boys also would say, Tumi yami sam, tum kon bada log. Who do you think you are? We are equals. Sometimes they would say this. So Brahma was misunderstanding Kṛṣṇa. And then he had this thought. Not a good idea, ill thought. And then he did what he wanted to do. He stole friends of Kṛṣṇa and the calves of Kṛṣṇa and Kṛṣṇa's friends' cow. Then what to do? Time had come in the evening for all of them to return to home. But how could Kṛṣṇa return just by himself? There would be so many. And where is Sridhama? Hey Kṛṣṇa, where is Sudama? Hey Kṛṣṇa, where is... Who else? On and on. Sloka Kṛṣṇa. And so Kṛṣṇa did not want to face that kind of situation. And so what has Kṛṣṇa done? Is what we are dealing with here, which is very difficult for us to deal with. Is inconceivable. I mean, tiny living entities with tiny brains. Prabhupada would call teeny brains. Teeny brains. What could we understand? Kṛṣṇa and his energies and his pastimes like this. Now, first of all, what he has done, he has become all his friends. And he has become all the cows. He has become, and you had been reading this, those who are doing Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya here at Kṛṣṇa Balaram temple, how Kṛṣṇa is looking just like, or you could say, imagine you are cowherd boys. You like to be cowherd boys? Or you are calf. Maybe some of you like to be calf. Not good position. Just a calf, just a calf. So, and then Brahma comes and he steals you all. You are stolen. and then there is all empty space, and only remaining person is Kṛṣṇa. And he's wondering now what to do, how to go back, and how could I go by myself? And then he had come with this idea. Who has given this idea to him? Is he doing some consultancy? Hey, now I'm in some difficulties. What is your advice, sir? Nothing doing. He's complete and perfected. He had not thought of this before. And possibly he had not done this before. This is a new pastime. Ever new pastimes. He doesn't play boring pastime, same thing over again. Ever new, ever fresh pastime. So suddenly, instantly, you were taken away. And as Kṛṣṇa desired, yoga maya samasritaha. Yoga maya has come to know what is Kṛṣṇa thinking now. Kṛṣṇa is full of energies. Of course, here he is going to become them. He's going to become cowherd boys. He's going to become calves. So there's not even energy involved. He himself is going to become all those cowherd boys and the calves. And he did become perfectly with your hairstyle. No hair, black jacket, saffron clothes, winter clothing, someone with a garland back there, someone with a hat there, little beard on this side. Exactly the way you wear, the calves wear, and the cowherd boys wear. And not just looking like them, but even thinking like them. No two persons think alike. Do I have to give a purport to this? It's a simple thing. No two persons think alike. And it is natural, Prabhupada says. This proves in individuality. We are individuals. So no two individuals will think alike. They'll think similar, but not alike. So they were all thinking the way that particular cowherd boys would think. And I'm sure even each sparrow's sound is different. Like we are a few hundred devotees sitting here. There are 200 voices. You could recognize. Even if you don't look at it, as soon as Divyanam Prabhu speaks, I know this Divyanam. Panchagauda gets on the phone and says, Maharaj, I know who he is. So each person's voice is different. So all those cowherd boys, hundreds and thousands of them, they talk differently. Their voices are different. Kṛṣṇa is matching perfectly. And there are different habits and different doings and this and that. He is doing it perfectly well. Veda aham samatitani vartamanani charjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani mam tu vedana kaśyana. Kṛṣṇa said this in Bhagavad-Gita. So why am I saying this? So Kṛṣṇa said, I know. What do you know? He says, I know everybody. I know everybody. What do you know about everybody? I know samatitani, I know their past. Vartamanani, I know their present. Bhavishyani, I know their future. Bhavishyani cha bhutani, of all living entities, past, present, future, I know. And that is also something on the display here. Unless Kṛṣṇa would know Sridhama or Sudama fully well, how could he look like him or talk like him or think like him or has his food, his recipes that of his choice? So Kṛṣṇa knows this is Abhigya Swarat, Bhagavatam. As soon as we open Bhagavatam, the first thing we read is Kṛṣṇa. What kind of Kṛṣṇa? Dhimahi. What is Dhimahi? Satyam Param Dhimahi. Satyam Param Dhimahi. I meditate upon that Satyam Param Dhimahi. I meditate. And that's Kṛṣṇa, the Lord. And he's also said he is Abhigya and Swarat. Abhigya, he knows everything. And Swarat, he's independent. So through this pastime, he's also proving that he knows everything and he's independently thoughtful, right? Prabhupada said, devotee should be independently thoughtful. Kṛṣṇa is independently thoughtful. So that quality also is in us. We are also independently thoughtful. We are expected to be. Hari Hari. So this must be the first day as we are reading here. And Sukadeva Goswami is talking. Rājan, at least once he has said, Rājan, King Parīkṣit, tat-tad-ātmā abhavat rājan. O King Parīkṣit, he's trying to get his attention. Not that King Parīkṣit was not listening. Some of you are not listening. But King Parīkṣit always listened. Still, from time to time, Sukadeva Goswami's addresses, hey King Parīkṣit. This is not to wake him up as we do. We do something or we even point out, you. And then that you looks behind. It's not me, Mahārāja is pointing to someone behind me, not me. So King Parīkṣit is addressed because Sukadeva Goswami wants to make sure he listens to this with full attention. Don't miss this, okay? Full attention here. Something exciting and ecstatic is about to happen. Rājan, King Parīkṣit, pay attention, full attention. And in fact, this pastime is such a exciting and ecstatic that even Sukadeva Goswami was trying to avoid recitation of this pastime. Because he wasn't sure what would be the outcome. If I recite this pastime, I may voice choking up or losing the external consciousness, and I may begin rolling on the ground here in front of King Parīkṣit and assembled sages. He wanted to avoid that situation. And in order to avoid such situation also, is Sukadeva Goswami getting into this situation? Do you know that there was, during this recitation of Bhagavatam by Sukadeva Goswami, they had big drums made available and big gongs. Just in case, at any time, Sukadeva Goswami would lose external consciousness, then we have drums, we had to beat the drums. Hey! Come out, hey! Please continue the talk. So they had this arrangement made, the drums and other instruments to make big sound were readily available. So he was trying to avoid speaking, but King Parīkṣit is the one, he insisted, no, you are trying to keep something hidden from me. And then Sukadeva Goswami has ended up sharing this pastime. As a result, we could see tat-tat. It is so many times tat-tat. Refers to this, that. That. Tat. Ghanta. So this calf, that Kṛṣṇa has become that calf, and Kṛṣṇa has become that calf, and Kṛṣṇa has become that calf, and Kṛṣṇa has become that cowherd boy, and Kṛṣṇa has become that cowherd boy. And this calf belongs to this cowherd boy. This calf belongs to this cowherd boy. So as the first day they have come back home, that particular cowherd boy brings his calf, or maybe he has a number of calves, to the cow shed. And then next, that cowherd boy wants to go into the home. And while they are doing, those cowherd boys are doing, they are very eager to meet their mothers. So it is said that the Rava, Tanmataro Venu Rava, Venu Rava. All these cowherd boys are Kṛṣṇa himself. Otherwise, cowherd boys also do play flute, but nothing like Kṛṣṇa. Today, that cowherd boy is Kṛṣṇa himself, and he is playing flute, expressing the joy. Playing flute means expression of joy, and also kind of giving signal, Mommy, I'm here, I'm back, I'm home, I'm here. So as those mothers have heard the flute playing, they thought, it's my son is playing the flute. But that wasn't the case, or maybe that day's flute playing was something extraordinary, something special, but they don't know what is that due to. So, utthita. The mothers have become excited and eager. So they are living, whatever they are doing, it's dropped in the middle. Utthita and uttapya, they are rushing out of their homes to receive their sons, the cowherd boys, who is Kṛṣṇa himself. Uttapya. They are picking up their sons. You do, right? Don't you do this? Where have you learned this from? From Yashoda. And from Nanda Baba also. You may think, oh, what about us, the fathers? We also pick up. So they have picked up, mothers have picked up Kṛṣṇa, well, their sons, and they're feeding the breast milk. And the same thing has happened in the cow sheds also. The cows are especially excited today as their calf enters the Goshala. And who has entered Goshala today? Kṛṣṇa. Kṛṣṇa has become the calf and is entering Goshala. Hari Hari. Making raps. So both the mothers, the cow mother and the other mothers, mothers, are feeding Kṛṣṇa. And this is just a shake hand, this is just the beginning. And this is going to go on, and they are going to do many other things every day and day after day and day after day and day after day. And we also have heard from, I'm sure, reliable source. They started making announcements. If any gentleman or lady has a daughter of a marriageable age, now is the time. Now is the time. You may perform your daughter's marriages during this year. Best thing if you do that today, or this month, or this year. And then what happens? All the young girls' marriages were performed. And they were matched with some local cowherd boy. Local cowherd boy was up there in Brahmalok. All the boys were Kṛṣṇa. So all the girls were married to Kṛṣṇa. So their desires also were fulfilled. So as the time passed on, and on, and on, what was happening is Kṛṣṇa was revealing to those mothers his bhagavata, his godhoodness. As a result, what was happening, this is what Acharya's commentaries say this, that normally the gopis, elderly gopis, would always think, oh, this is my son, this one is that neighbor's lady's son, that one is, that one, from that colony, this is her son. But as time passed on and on and on and on, what was happening? They were all Kṛṣṇas. So this making distinction was not possible. They're not making distinction anymore. This is my son, this is her son, this is her son, this is her son. They're not thinking like that anymore because they're all Kṛṣṇa. They were like her son is not different from next door lady's son, and like that. Excuse me. Hari Hari. So this It's a sweet pastime, nectarian pastime. At the same time, it is an amazing pastime. We could only say, wonderful, wonderful Kṛṣṇa. What kind of Kṛṣṇa? What would you say? What would you say? Wonderful Kṛṣṇa, amazing Kṛṣṇa, amazing Kṛṣṇa. I mean, very difficult to understand Kṛṣṇa. Hari Hari. So then, only some days, as you'll be reading that, only some more days to go, 5 days to go, and then one day, that day, Balaram noticed, well, I think he had been noticing every day, but this day he was wondering, what is happening here? When Balaram saw the cowherd men were trying to keep calf away from the cows, but it was not easy task. Those cows were really attracted to those cows, and the way the cows were dealing and licking the body of the calf, and exhibition of cows' prem, love for the calf, and the cowherd men also, the way they were dealing with the cowherd boys or their own boys. There's such a display of reciprocation between cowherd boys and cowherd men. And then Balaram was wondering, hey, what's this all about? Then Kṛṣṇa, he had turned to Kṛṣṇa, and Kṛṣṇa had to say, you know, that day, you were not there. And this happened, that happened. What could I have done possibly? So I had to do this. I mean, and Balaram doesn't know how things work, function, happen in the spiritual sky. It's not our cup of tea. We don't drink tea, but as they say in America, South Africa, not our cup of tea. हमारे बस का रोग नहीं है. So, and Balaram did not know. And then a year completed, and Brahma coming back, and all that happened. And Kṛṣṇa had to display all those cowherd boys becoming four-handed Narayan forms. Same thing with the calf. Brahma was seeing hundreds and thousands of cowherd boys and cows were there at one time. So different scenes were there, scene after scene after scene. So one of the final scene was those cowherd boys were Narayan or Kṛṣṇa himself. Same thing with the calf, and they were all being worshipped. Brahma saw that. And then Brahma begging for forgiveness and offering obeisances again and again and again, and offering prayers. So next chapter would be full of prayers. Aho bhagyam, he's going to say. Oh, how fortunate are the residents of Vrindavan. Param mitram, paramanandam, yan mitram, paramanandam. Parabrahma has become mitra, become friend of, either become mitram or putram or vatsam. Kṛṣṇa became friend. Kṛṣṇa became calf. Kṛṣṇa became sons. How fortunate are the residents of Vrindavan. Aho bhagyam, aho bhagyam. So the place where Brahma offered prayer is, you have to come out on Brajamandal Parikrama, then you get to know. I will not tell you, otherwise you will not come. And Parikrama doesn't go there, that we know where. You heard of Chowmuha? Some of you have heard. It's a village called Chowmuha. You go to Chattikara, take right turn on the way to Kosi or Delhi. Kitna dur hoga? How far? From, No, from Chattikara. I think it's only 5-10 kilometers. 8 kilometers, okay, to be precise, someone says. 8 kilometers from the T junction, Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Road, and then Agra, Delhi. Turn right, 8 kilometers. There's a village called Chowmuha. Chow is what? Chow? 4. Muha? Mouths or heads. So someone with the 4 mouths or 4-headed. And there's Brahma. He offered his prayers to Kṛṣṇa there. And with those prayers for this pastime, it's never ending, but at least we will conclude here. Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande.
Thank you for the class. I want to ask the Brahma great personality, and we are feeling how we say.
Yeah. So what is the question? We are teeny compared to Brahma. We are nobody compared to Brahma.
No, the question is that how Brahma forget Kṛṣṇa? How he got to do that?
It's Kṛṣṇa's arrangement. Kṛṣṇa wants to forget you to forget him, and you forget. Or we could say, why? Otherwise, this pastime would not take place. And there's so much prayer and desire of the residents of Vrindavan. They want to serve Kṛṣṇa, or have Kṛṣṇa as their son, have Kṛṣṇa as a calf, have Kṛṣṇa as their husband. So Kṛṣṇa has to fulfill their desire. So he has whole strategy in place. Aghasur has to be killed, and Brahma comes, and he is mattaha, sarvasya chaham pradisannivishtaha mattaha smritir jnanam apohanam cha. So So this also applies to Brahma, right? From me, I am situated in the hearts of all the living entities, and from me comes what? Knowledge, remembrance and forgetfulness. So Brahma is no exception. Brahma also could, and he did forget. This is Kṛṣṇa. Krishna's doing. Yeah.
Maharaj, during that time, the 1 year, did Kṛṣṇa kill any demons?
What?
During the time of that 1 year, Kṛṣṇa killed any demons? During the time?
He killed, he killed Vatsasur, but I think that was before. Anybody knows? I am not sure. Most probably not. Because everyone is Kṛṣṇa. Which Kṛṣṇa is going to kill?
Yeah, Hare Krishna Maharaj, I have one question. So, during this Leela, you can see, in time of crisis, Kṛṣṇa makes such an arrangement that for his devotee, even during the time of crisis, he transforms the situation into the benedictions and he fulfilling the desire of gopis, as mother or as young gopis. So, he as a devotee, like, when reversals comes in our life or time of crisis, then how we can set out, like, get into a mindset that it's a crisis situation, but Kṛṣṇa is arranging in such a way that somehow, like, later point of time, it's gonna be a benediction for us.
Yeah, well, keep praying and intensely desiring. Kṛṣṇa is working. He puts that item on his list also. You have to have a patience. So it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Have patience. Utsaha, niveśya, dhairya. I was just thinking, it was a desire of Sudama's wife to have some wealth, and that's why she insisted that her husband goes to Dwarka, and then Dwarkadish for sure will give some wealth, some gifts, some whatever, roti, kapda, makan. But Sudama did go, but he did not ask. And he returned. He was returning. Upon return, he noticed there was the whole town like a Dwarka was established there with all the wealth. So that Sudama's wife's desire was fulfilled. So who else is there to fulfill our desire? He is the cause of all causes, and he is Maya Adhyakshena Prakriti Suyate Chara Chara, or even demigods fulfilling our desires. Behind that, Kṛṣṇa is behind such benedictions also. I was in Mayapur, one Mayapur festival. I think it was the first day of the festival, and a little chilly. It was a little cold. And all Mahārajas from the west and here and there, they had their nice chadars, slick, brand new and shining, dazzling. The mine one was not padayatri or parik. Was little maila, was little. So I don't know. It was not the right thing, but I wish I had also chadar like. And after the morning program, I went back to my room, knock at the door, and one devotee, this never happened before, never happened after, but that day said, "Maharaj, chadar for you." Not a good right desire for Lord fulfills. Avashya rakshebe Kṛṣṇa, that is also symptom of this sign of surrender. Avashya rakshebe Kṛṣṇa. For sure Kṛṣṇa will protect me. Yeah, any other?
Past, present, and future. So it is also like applicable for like whatever devotional service you are trying to do, or whatever trying to practice. So it is also like already Kṛṣṇa knows that how far this sadhaka or this devotee will go. It is fixed or it is.
Yeah, that is how or why. Brahmana Brahmite, we could say like that. Brahmana Brahmite kaun bhagyavan jeev. Guru Kṛṣṇa prasade pai bhakti lata bij. That idea's time has come. That idea's time has come, or our time has come, to go back to Kṛṣṇa, make progress in Kṛṣṇa consciousness. So that is ordained, that is our future. Then Kṛṣṇa brings us in contact. Srila Prabhupada ki, as he said, he is a cause of our good fortune. How come devotees would say, we were just now some Jagai and Madhais, some years ago, and doesn't look like we have done any pious credits. But we are here at Kṛṣṇa Balaram Mandir, and we are in Vrindavan, and we are Vaishnavas. So Prabhupada said this is. So devotee is wondering, what is this due to? At that time Prabhupada said, I'm praying for you. And I am the cause. I am the cause of your good fortune. So Kṛṣṇa has a plan for us. And then he makes all these arrangements, and good fortune comes to us, maybe sometimes sooner than expected. Kṛṣṇa is kind. Kṛṣṇa is always kind, right? So, really, our efforts also, it's also said, God helps those who help themselves. So God also sees our efforts and He is pleased. Our spiritual master sees our efforts and then niveśya prasadat, bhagavad prasado. Devotee. Yeah, Radharani, Tamal tree looks just like Krishna's complexion. So Radharani looking at the Tamal tree from a distance, you would, oh, it's my Krishna standing there, my Krishna. And going and hugging. So these are trees, these are kalpavriksha trees, desire trees. Or trees of Vrindavan are also supposed to be yogis. Different yogis have come to Vrindavan and now they are residing in the form of the trees and witnessing pastimes of Kṛṣṇa or playing a role in the pastime of Kṛṣṇa. They have a big role to play. Or those twin Arjun, Yamal Arjun trees also. That was a blessing in disguise. They were cursed. You become trees. Okay, but trees in Vrindavan. Okay, then that's okay. And they were there standing in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj for years, or waiting for Krishna's arrival, and then Kṛṣṇa arrived and playing around that tree and in the shade of the tree, and finally one day he uprooted those trees on the day of Diwali. And the outcome, that's also proof that the trees are different yogis. So two yogis, Manigriva and Nalakuvar, they came out of the tree. They offered their prayers. Kuvairatmajo baddha murtaiva yadvat tvaya mochito bhakti bhajo krataucha tatha prema bhaktim swakame prayacha namokshe griho mesti damodareha. So those trees have played a big role in Krishna's pastimes. And like that. So if Kṛṣṇa wants to become tree, like he became Durga also one time. he could become, Kṛṣṇa could become. Radha and Kṛṣṇa are together in the Javat, and Jatila takes note, hey, there's someone inside here. Is that Kṛṣṇa? Open the door, I say open the door. And what to do? Then I'm going to be caught red-handed now by Jatila. So Kṛṣṇa is a man. It's not a man. Personality of Godhead with the ideas. Okay. I become Durga. Okay, where is the conch shell? Okay, where is the bell? Where's the get a agarbatti, get incense, and as the door was opened, there was a Durga that Radharani was worshipping. Now you are always interfering, even while worshipping. You are disturbing. Radharani started complaining. I'm sorry. And she leaves, door is closed. Kṛṣṇa is no more Durga, he is back to Kṛṣṇa, his pastime continues. There was Lokanath Goswami, he was busy, taking darshan of Radha Vinod and maybe doing Sri Vigraha Aradhana Nityanana Shringara Tan Mandira Marjanado. He was just absorbed in taking care of his deities. But it was time for Raj Bhog. He was expected to cook, to make offering to Radha Vinod, but he forgot to do so. So his assistant had already gone to the kitchen and he was waiting and waiting. When is Maharaj going to come and cook offering for Radha Vinod? And it was, time was getting closer and closer, the offering time. And then someone comes in who looked just like Lokanath Goswami, acted, talked like Lokanath Goswami, cooked just like Lokanath Goswami. But he was not Lokanath Goswami. He was Kṛṣṇa. And then finally Lokanath Goswami, it's time for offering. Let me go check whether offering is, what is happening. I better go cook the offering quickly. And as he was proceeding to the kitchen, the other Lokanath Goswami, Antardhan, was no more. Hey, offering is ready. He was asking, is the offering is ready? Oh, who cooked? You are the one. You cooked. What you're asking? Who cooked this? So Kṛṣṇa could do such things. Does this all the time. Okay. Yeah. What is the other place? That I don't know. What do we know? Sarpoli, as Sarp refers to as Asur. Well, that is not on the bank of Gurukul place is not on the bank of Jamuna. But the Sarpoli is on the bank of Jamuna. Killing happened and then they were right there on the bank of Jamuna and they sat and took their lunch. So that makes connection and makes more sense. That Sarpoli being the place of Adhasur for killing. Okay.